Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Denver Broncos. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie.
And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 30. For Courtland Sutton, a special moment. Touchdown number 1 in his NFL career. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. On the ground with their leading rusher from a season ago, it's Alex Collins. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, Collins. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Jackson from the shotgun. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep for the Broncos is Isaiah McKenzie. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Throwing on first down is Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. A shotgun snap for Keenum. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Let's go.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun, Keenum. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
Now Brown. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Collins. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Roger. I think it's true.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Keenum. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. With it is Brown. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice. So they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That one goes for 36 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this inside the 10 to the 7. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who... First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Jackson now. Now he's flushed out left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw again is Jackson. They still can't get him. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he is taken down deep in Baltimore territory. Give him 30 yards there.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. Staying on his feet. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, Keenum. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Let's go, let's go. Jam, jam.
Again, it's Keenum. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage. To the 11. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Keenum throwing once more. Escaping the pressure right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Keenum. Forced out to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And McManus able to put it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Gun! Here we go now.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Steps away to his left. Over the middle here to Brown. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play that time for the Ravens. 41 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. From the gun, Jackson. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Detroit!
Jackson now on 2nd and 10 to Allen on the dump off. And he gets it down to the 32. Call it a 3-yard gain. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Von Miller in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Baltimore after this. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
On second down, here's Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Throwing is Keenum on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson underneath to Allen. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Jackson from the shotgun. Now he's forced out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had a big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Jackson looking deep for Crabtree. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Very left.
The final shot before the break. Keenum over the middle. It's Thomas. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Eluding the pressure right. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Airing one deep for Crabtree. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
Detroit!
Jackson operating from the gun. He's going to air one out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Jackson will throw again. And he's got Snead. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They go play action now. Jackson. Now, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Todd Davis in there to drop him for a loss on the play. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Here's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. And Jackson throwing once more. Escaping the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now a play fake here on first down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Back to the air on second down. It's Keenum. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Keenum. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Roger.
Again, Keenum. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Case Keenum, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And maybe there that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
Running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
This is taken at his 4. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Three down. Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Hut!
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Play action. It's Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back. Onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Keenum on first down. He finds an opening past the 40. It's caught by Sanders. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Keenum. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Keenum now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Off play action. Keenum. Flush to his right. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Take 52, 55, 52.
Again, they'll throw with Keenum. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Keenum. And that is incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Keenum got to have this one. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Jackson from the shotgun. To Allen on the dump off. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Caught right side at Snead. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Four down.
Now Jackson on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Brandon Marshall in there to get him for a loss of 5. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot!
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jackson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Taken in at the 11. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to throw. Buying time to his left. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
22! 22!
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sutton. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. He got 29 yards that time. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. The 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
Flushed out right, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Now he's flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
No. Check. Patriot.
He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
Here's Jackson. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier.
Detroit!
Now they're out there again to try once more.
Gun! Hot!
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's got Snead. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Jackson underneath to Allen. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Lucky 56.
Now Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. 10 seconds to go.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
And a short gain down to about the 33. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And joy will reign in the inner harbor as the Ravens have won it. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Ravens, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall